Hey, Nate,
Yes,
do you have an interest in toy photography?
I don't.
Oh, well, that's good because it's being taken over by AI. Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair. I'm your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I'm joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pre-orders, the perfect person, the two-time daddy. Well done. My YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar underscore games. But that's not all. I'm also joined by the consumer of all things vile, one of the former co-hosts of the Figuratively Speaking podcast, the man with more titties than you could talk about, Corey. And last, but certainly never least, I am joined by the man known as Beard Spice, the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over, the man Optimus Prime popped in, he refuses to stop, the Twilight Knight, the Master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking this show off the rails, Nate. How's everyone doing?
Hello?
Good.
What's
Kim,
up?
are we not
Are we not
doing happy birthday for you? Happy birthday.
Well, I'm trying to mute.
Do we have to pay a royalty?
Everyone, happy birthday to Michael.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't want to do that one either.
I thought maybe you would give yourself your own intro for your birthday, but
I'm
shows
not
your
that
level
conceited.
of
Thank you.
self-esteem.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for
The
thinking.
33-year-old guy.
I'm
I don't know how old you are.
34. That's okay. Jamar,
No,
fucked up
okay.
too. Jamar had me at 35.
That's not bad. Hey,
I have my iPhone.
I think that's pretty damn good for me. I don't. Yeah, I did good. I don't listen to you guys that much.
I'm aware because I
I don't
literally,
really
when we
care.
recorded last week with our guests, I mentioned that I was 33. So that's the best part of it all.
Dude, you can't expect me to remember that. I'm not taking notes.
If we were doing OnlyFigs, that could have been the numbers game. How
It
old
could've
is
been,
Yeah.
that?
Ooh.
That would have been
Yeah.
a really good one.
Maybe it will be.
Yeah, next week when everyone forgets again.
Oh God, I panicked. I was like, I don't have my board, but this isn't that show.
This is not that show. This is a very much different show, which is why we are here. So if there has been some interesting drama on the social medias amongst the toy community. So two toy.
Did something else go on this week?
Uh-oh.
Is
We don't talk about that here.
Okay.
So over on Instagram.
Oh.
There were two influencers who recently started taking their action figure photography and running it through a program.
Do you have an interest in toy photography? Wait, is that a little?
No, I thought you were gonna
Right,
go through it.
coming
I was ready for it. I feel this entire
No,
episode is
but
like
wait,
filled with
I think it's
opportunities.
better time
We'll give it some.
elsewhere.
Yeah, we'll give it some.
So yeah,
let it
so
breathe.
what's the names? Jeysfigs and Sentry Productions. Sorry, I'm old, so I had to zoom in to see that. They have been taking some of their photos and running them through an AI program that essentially then animates the photos for them, similar to like a stop motion. And it has
And It's all the rage right now too with those commercials.
right with Big Bad Toy Store and NECA doing stop motion pretty much anytime they run an ad at this point or announce something. It's become kind of a big deal. So this has created a little bit of controversy. And there have been some people on the side of like, they're at least using their photos, so who cares? And there's people on the other side.
Do you have an interest in toy photography? That didn't feel right either.
Too early.
Jesus Christ. And there's people on the other side of the camp saying like there's people who work their asses off and put a lot of work into doing actual stop motion and the amount of work and money that goes into that, and that it's, you know, kind of shitty to them because you're just running it through an AI program on some website. And it's gotten pretty heated. So I've been able to, it's hard to keep up with, but essentially there's been a lot of people who are just straight up attacking these guys, and some of them are getting a little racist apparently and saying some not nice things, which I mean, first off,
Shocker.
don't be a racist. Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't have to say that out loud, but don't be a racist.
Oh, I think
Not
we
Should
can.
have to say a lot of things
Shouldn't-
out loud, but
yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Happy birthday. But also, like, at the end of the day, it's fucking toys, guys. Like, let's get our panties out of a bunch. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I thought it'd be an interesting topic because, you know, AI has become a much bigger presence, especially over the past year, than it has previously. It's kind of jumped leaps and bounds compared to what it used to be able to do. So I wanted to talk about it. Like, do we think that this kind of application, like in any way, shape, or form, for your photography, for anything
Do
you're
you
doing,
have an interest in toy photography?
do you feel like it is, you know, fair game? It's a tool. Do you feel like, oh, it's kind of, you know, you shouldn't do it because it insults the people who do that? Do you think it's nice because it makes it so anyone can do things now? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on it? Because I know I have some thoughts on both sides of the fence, but I wanted to know what you guys thought. Not everyone at
So-
once.
I'll just jump in here.
Yeah. As a creator.
As an artist of, you know, stuff, I think AI is just, it's shitty. It is totally shitty, and there's gonna be terrible people using those shortcuts, and it sucks because our social media, you know, TikToks and Instagrams and all that stuff, people's attention spans are so much shorter now, and to spend, you know, weeks or months on something and then be like, here's the thing I did, and then people are like, cool, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they just scroll right past it. You are not, and that being said, you are not going to stop it. You are not going to stop AI from doing this stuff. So they used their pictures of action figures, ran it through an AI program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it animated their action figures. They can now take that package of what they used to make those, and they could sell it to somebody else. Another action figure person be like, hey, do you want my prompts? I made this. Do you want my prompts so you can do it? You can scan your action figures in and do the same thing I just did. And that stuff is going to happen now, and it's going to start getting crazy out of control when you have people that literally think that's all they want. They want the clicks, they want the attention, you know, they want all that. But a way that I think that people can combat that is that I've seen the guy that does the Mattel ones, the Mattel Ninja Turtle He-Man crossover ones. He did the Vampirilla, the new Frazetta Girls Vampirilla commercial. He's showing his crew. He's showing them cut out all the foam, you know, cut wood grain into the foam, you know, setting it up. And he's using that as an extra layer of entertainment, you know, for the TikToks, for the Instagram reels. He's saying, this is what we do, and we are legit in 100 levels, you know, because I see it all the time with art. I sometimes I feel like a douchebag just using my iPad. I'm like, man, I haven't drawn a traditional piece in forever. I need to get a piece of paper out and use some pens, and you know. But I see people. Hell, I see comic book artists in the industry now. They are taking an AI piece and saying, "Here's my art," and then saying, "Here's my process," and they're showing it in black and white, and then they're showing it a sketch. But what they're doing is they're reverse engineering their AI, and these are people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
They are. There's a guy out there who I can't remember his name, but he did work for DC, and he was sketching over top of the AI drawings that the AI did, and then he was showing that first, like he sketched it, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, 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 amazing piece. And people started figuring out what he was doing. But that's really the only way you're going to be able to combat it, is similar to the only analogy I could think of would be like going to a medieval fair and seeing a blacksmith. Sure, you could go, buy a sword somewhere else, but this dude's there like hammering the damn thing away and making the sword in front of you. That's kind of where I think these things are going to go. It's going to be the product that people need to fall in love with.
As a counter argument, because you mentioned it more of like getting the clicks, getting the likes, monetization, that kind of stuff. What about if someone's doing it for fun? They're just doing it because they don't have any monetization. They're not making anything off it. They're literally just taking photos, getting a program to animate them because they don't have thousands of dollars to dump into doing what these people do for stop motion. They're just doing it for themselves, and they're saying, "Look at this cool thing I did." Is that any different?
If you're doing it for yourself, then why are you posting it to social media?
I mean, that's fair, but at the same time, like
I said, you're not going to stop it. You're not going to. But the people who figure out the algorithm, the people who get those posts out there and make 1,000 of them all at once, they're gonna be the people with the likes, to the point where the algorithm favors them and they get the monetization. And so I don't
but
I
at
don't
the
know
same
about,
time, is it sustainable enough for them to be able to pump out stuff without it being caught up and found out that it's AI, and then them getting essentially canceled by the people following them?
Eventually, if enough people do it, then it gets boring, and then it goes away. It's kind of like how a lot of things work, and I'm seeing it more and more often. It's almost like a reversal. Like if you don't want something, right? If you're in a certain market and you don't, and there's something out there that you don't like, the best way to get rid of it isn't to suppress it. The best way to get rid of it is to flood the market with it, because then people get tired of it and then it just goes away organically.
The fad, yeah, it's uncool.
And then it's uncool, yeah, because then dads start doing it.
Real quick from chat, because I want to. Someone brought up a good point, and I want to get to that. So Fifth Fan Samurai said that he's been a professional, self-employed photographer since 2005, and he can honestly say that AI ruins photography and stop-motion photography in one move. And then Toyomic displays AI as a tool, and I think you can mix it in with toys without completely using AI. It can be cool. It's almost the same argument that some have with practical effects versus Photoshop effects. And that brings up an interesting point, in my opinion, because I've it's a pain in the ass to do practical effects. I've tried it, and it is very difficult to do. Like there's the photo I have of Rhino running down the alleyway with Spider-Man hanging off a web behind him. That one's practical, and it took me 15 tries to get a shot that looked good. And in the meantime, I had blown sand from the craft store everywhere on my desk doing it, along with the little papers and everything else. It's a lot of work, which is and even now I can't afford one of the fancy smoke machines, so I have this little mister that's supposed to be for if you're sick and you need a little tiny humidifier, and if you fill it with hot enough water, the mist gets thick enough that it kind of resembles smoke. And I use that, but sometimes even that's not enough. So sometimes I will go in and just add smoke in Photoshop. So that is an interesting kind of argument that coincides with this. Is me adding effects in Photoshop, is that also?
I would say that is an absolute unfair comparison, because with
I
AI,
don't know how.
Yeah.
Because with AI, you're sitting there going, okay, character one, which is Rhino, you're going, character one, put sand underneath character is running, kicked up sand. I don't like that.
So I think
I don't like
So
that.
isn't that essentially what you're doing in Photoshop? You're just...
Is it because it's easier?
No way.
Is what you're
in
saying.
Photoshop, all I'm doing is
No
I'm
way.
going
You're
online, I'm downloading a free...
Going out.
No, you're not though. In Photoshop, if you take a photo and you're adding effects to it, 9 times out of 10, what you're doing is you're downloading a brush set from somewhere, and you're using that to add the effects where you need them.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Corey, I feel like your hang up is like one takes like actual talent and skill, as opposed to just kind of like typing in something.
Yeah.
If that's
But
like
isn't that
kind of like
also creative in some ways because you have to come up with it? So let me just jump in here real quick, and I'll say my 2 cents because I don't have a lot on this because I'm old. As the oldest one in this group, I am not impressed with AI at this moment. Like, it looks a certain way. I don't like the way it looks.
It's definitely not like smooth enough yet to where it's like
Yep. So for me, I'm not a fan. I always enjoy more practical over any type of digital or otherwise or whatever. So, I'm not interested. If people are having fun, I think that's fun. That's great. You start going into all the aspects that Corey says, which I'm not going to say are invalid. They probably are. That's not something I think about, because the crushing weight of even more to be concerned about, I can't handle right now. So I'm just going to leave that with him. But that's also a valid point. We're coming at it from different angles.
So maybe I'm not coming off the correct way because I have used AI and I have used the just to see what it's like.
Charlatan.
And I am super impressed. I am impressed to the point where I was scared.
You must have better AI than I do because I've used Adobe's Photoshop, like AI that's built into Photoshop. I've used it to try to either create a background or extend backgrounds sometimes for like my work, if we're trying to make like a post and I need to be certain dimensions and I can't find a source image that meets that criteria. And sometimes it's great, like when it's just extending the image like this much, it's flawless. But when you try to create something from scratch, it's dog shit. Like whenever I'm like, I type in a prompt to make like a background for something, like this is what I need. Boy, oh boy, you can tell it's AI and it looks bad. Like,
oh yeah, that's like, are you using?
I'm using Adobe's built-in AI.
Yeah. But are you using the generative fill option, or are you just
I'm using the generative fill tool, but like you can set it to where if you have a blank document, you can select the entire like space and you can generatively fill and like type in, create me a background that is rainbow with Candyland and this, that, and the other, and it does not do well. It can only
go so far, but like I'm talking, so I do certain pieces where I like to draw action figures, and the main piece of the character is my drawing, right? I drew, for instance, Tendril from the Inhumanoids. If you've ever seen an Inhumanoids packaging,
they have not.
They have not. But
as we discussed earlier, I'm 34.
It's a fully painted backdrop of like rocks. He looks like he's underground type of thing. Back when I drew that, I went in and I literally redrew the entire background because this stuff didn't exist back then. So I was digitally painting the background.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to now, just like a couple of days ago, I was trying to do this. I don't know if you, once again, you've never seen the Masters of the Universe, Titus and Megator, but they have very unique packagings where they have like artwork all over around them, and the figure was inside the box, had a window. Well, I wanted to draw just the figure and then have the package still be somewhat the same. So it would be knowable, right? The problem is with those packages, they have all typed through the painting. Like those were in like France and Italy. So there's like tons of different languages all written in them, and I was like, this is kind of ugly. I would like to get rid of it. And then on top of that, I would like to get rid of Titus himself because I want to draw him. And he's in the painting. I marqueed around him, and I just said delete character.
Mm-hmm.
It made a castle behind him. It made it.
Yeah.
Because
it tries to predict like the background. It takes this.
Yeah, it looks
stuff.
just like the oil painting.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked at how well it took him out of the frame. He's in the frame. He's with like other characters. There's other characters around him. I just marqueed around him, and it like figured it out.
Yeah, as long as there's source material around it, it usually can figure out what to fill it with. It's just if you try to do something from scratch, you're SOL.
And also,
no, it would have taken me. It would have taken me forever.
I was just gonna say my other point was, it's coming, and you won't be able to stop it. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to stop.
If that wasn't clear, yeah.
The thing that you will be able to stop is to flood your feed with your process. Show people that you're more than that. Be like, here's my end product, and it's better than their end product because I manufactured it this way. And then you have all of these steps, and if people are truly in love with toy photography.
Are you a fan of toy photography?
He missed it. Oh, man.
Oh, come on, man. I got to get a good... Oh, now I pressed a link. Oh, I messed it all up.
You're going to need to get hymns because you're real premature tonight. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Our second sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Please be a sponsor.
No.
yeah.
Give us that ED in bald man money.
Yeah, give us that. What's the other one?
For keeps?
Blue Chew.
Oh, Blue
Chew. There's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah. If you have an interest in Blue Chew or looking to improve your camera skills, or you're simply looking for inspiration, Toytography Magazine has just what you need. They offer in-depth interviews with skilled artists, tips for lighting, composition, and other areas of photography, maybe someday including AI, figure posing and working with props, an artist wall, contests, and more. Their quarterly magazine is available in digital and print. Visit the website at toytographymag.com, and you're also welcome to join their Toytography Magazine Facebook page, where you can share your photos, discuss tips, and participate in contests. We will all see you there.
Yes, there's, as always, there's a link in the description below where you can go and pre-order the next issue. This one I think is March or April. I'm not sure. I should probably figure that out.
What are we talking about? What did you literally just say?
I'm talking about pre-ordering the fucking magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's only January.
Yeah, but like the last issue was in December, and I should probably figure out when the next issue is because I need to finish my article.
Is it monthly or is
no?
it
It's quarterly.
Quarterly. I say that.
Oh.
He says that every week.
Do
Corey.
that.
Jesus.
I thought you were saying it's 4 quarters, like it was $1.
It's not $1
or something. No, so
now you can only get this for 4 quarters.
I feel like I haven't really participated much in this, but like I've actually used the tool, and I feel like I was excited about this one, like this topic, because I recently got the Google Pixel. It's not a advertisement or anything, and there's been some things that I've been playing around with.
You love your Google Pixel?
And it of course has like AI in it, and so does like all the new phones and stuff, right? So over the past, this is ironic because over like the past year, I found like Jeysfigs like Instagram, and he did a lot of like posing and like videos and stuff like that I was really kind of like appealing, or found really appealing, and it got me more inspired to mess around with my toys more and do like stuff like that.
Don't feel hurt at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he was doing really what
Michael out of business.
Yeah, that's true. Really, what popped off was the Mezco turtles last year. So he was like doing a lot of stuff with that. How many photos did you post, Michael?
I didn't post any because every set of Neko turtles that have come out, I've fucking posted pictures of. But okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I've shouted you out for ones that I've like purchased just because
Yeah, but you never said I inspired you to fucking do anything.
No, okay, inspire is probably a strong word. It encouraged me. So then, I started doing that, and I like to take photos, and I don't think I've really shared them anywhere. Or as I say, maybe once in a while, I'll share like a picture or something that I've done with you guys. But I've done things like where I was like, oh, let me see if I can just put like a backdrop in here and be like the sewer or something like that, and could do fun little things. Well, one I did like it was the Punk Donnie. I did like on a stage with lights or whatever, and you can tell it's AI, but it looked kind of cool, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was kind of like, this is a neat picture
with us.
that I could. I don't know. Yeah, I just did it one night and was just messing around with it. But my point that I'm getting to is, I could understand like why the immediate like aversion to like this tool is from like a creator standpoint of like, hey, this is stepping in on like my field. Like, just like if AI was to step into like the business that I'm in, which my company is introducing AI in different ways that I'm uncomfortable with as well.
Just a kiosk that just talks to the customers for you.
Don't dox me. No.
Listen, McDonald's and Taco Bell already do it. It's okay.
Yes, we like the chalupa with that. Anyways, no. So the thing is that with this specifically, I'm so confused on where the hate is, because initially, like, I came across his profile because of the work he was doing with like, and he would do, I guess it's not stop motion, but it was just like frame by frame of like different photos, different poses with music and stuff like that. The fact that he's getting hate for using like this app is kind of weird to me, because it's also like telling someone what they can and can't do with their art. So it would be like if you drew something in black and white and then you decide to add color to it, and I was like, whoa, it should only be black and white. Like it's his art at the end of the day. That's how I look at it. It's his art. He's expressing himself with his figures and whatnot. There's no copyright with this, in my opinion. Like, I understand, again, AI tools that would like produce their own art. He's not putting a stop motion production company out of business because he's just messing around with something with his toys. That, I think it's a bit of a stretch to say. I think it's more of like an AI alarmist to say, because this person on social media used it for a photo and he thought, oh, this looks cool, that now no one wants stop animation. Like, stop. It's
so
I just feel like it's a bit of a stretch, because if this is coming from my perspective as like an enthusiast who's like not really into it. I don't have the space for giant dioramas. I would love to do that, but I don't have that, and I'm not selling my photos. I'm not even sharing them on Instagram for likes or anything.
And
it's just a cool way
there.
Sure, but he already had a social media following.
Exactly, and
that's of the things that he was doing. So I don't see how is that wrong for him. And here's it is. It's not like his whole channel was all about that now. Or his whole page. There was like 2 videos that he did.
I know.
And was like, oh, this is cool. That was it. And then he still posted other pictures that were just like poses. It just seems like everyone's jumping down the throat for kind of like.
So here's why he's getting the hate, and this is where my problem with it comes in, because I do believe that in small doses as a tool, AI can be useful. I don't believe that it should be used to this extent, though, and the fact that right now we are in a period of time where companies are actively using the.
Hold on.
No. Let me finish. Companies are actively using
Disney.
I'm not talking about Disney. I'm talking about NECA and Big Bad Toy Store actually using people who do this kind of stuff. They actually go through and make stop motion, and it's creating jobs finally for these people where they can do the thing they love and do it and get paid for it, rather than doing it.
Well, then they need to join the rest of the world, where the rest of us are getting replaced by robots too.
Join the rest of the world of like where you get paid to do things that you don't love, and then you can do things.
Why do those fuckers get to have something good to do?
Yeah, because you don't enjoy your job, Nate.
Why do they get to? I mean, mine's all right, but at the end of the day, it's a job.
But here's my problem though, is you say that it's not it's not hurting those people and risking their jobs yet. We didn't think it was hurting people in the fast food industry. Now you go.
Oh no,
you
it's
go,
totally hurt.
but when it first started happening, we didn't. We're like, oh yeah, add a kiosk to McDonald's, no big deal. Now there's no one at those fucking counters. You go in, you have to use a kiosk.
But
so it does hurt people's jobs eventually.
Things that aren't AI though. You could say that like shopping. When we went through the pandemic and everyone was doing pickups for their groceries, instead of like going into the store, well, now you have all those checkout aisles that are just completely empty.
Yeah.
You have maybe 1 or 2 people because everyone's doing their groceries. That's not AI. That's just like industries change.
But
like the world changes.
But
So,
this
like
isn't.
a long time ago when there was the one dude that would do like the stop motion videos, or like not stop motion, what is it called, like the original movies, like the silent movies and whatnot, right? The Chaplin, that's what I'm saying. Okay, all the hard work that they did on that. Well, then once technology improved and then there was the film, and then I don't know all the technical terms, those things changed. A lot of people who had a very special talent to do one specific thing doesn't have a job anymore, because now that same from like cutting and splicing film
You're
together
comparing
to
this to
digital.
technology advancing that doesn't.
Is that not AI?
It's not the same, no, because for when you went from silent movies to not silent movies, now you create another job, because now you still have actors who had to evolve.
Sure.
You still have a cameraman, but now you've added an audio engineer. You're creating jobs. You're not creating jobs with AI. You're taking jobs away, because guess what? You go in further if you want to continue in the movies. You go into the point where we went from
CGI?
That's what I was getting to. CGI.
Okay.
You went from having a team that would make practical effects. Now you have a team that has to go and actually 3D model entire fucking worlds and texture it and all of that.
Practical effects, though.
They some places still use practical effects though.
But that's not the point. The people that made practical effects are now jobless.
But there's a difference between being able to try to learn a new skill and grow with the industry, and someone being able to sit on their ass on their couch and do what you're doing from their phone. There's a huge difference.
Isn't that the times we live in though now?
Yeah,
that doesn't make it good.
Is this not just?
But if you want to go with that, then we should all be doing some Elon Musk salutes. Is all I'm saying. If you want to use that as your excuse,
I am not saying I'm going to do it good. I mean, most of the shit that we get now isn't as good as it used to be in a lot of different ways. You know,
sure.
Food doesn't taste the same way that it used to, because now they found new ways.
Yeah, fucking bananas, goddammit.
Yeah, soda doesn't taste the way it used to.
Oh,
Bananas,
the original bananas went extinct.
Chemicals than sugar.
Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
So the difference.
No, you can't.
The difference between all of this is what I think that will be the deciding factor is the deceit. Okay, so
but you're assuming deceit though, like, because everything that could be
isn't that the times that we live in though now?
That's usually the solution for everything, Nate, is that it's just it's how it is. Get over it.
Go ahead.
So I'm not saying that the guy that used the AI with the action figures meant for anything to happen, right? But so, for example, if you have somebody who takes a photo, runs it through an oil painting program, right? Photoshop, you put an oil painting filter on it, it comes out, you print it out 24 by 36, and then you do a reveal video where you're in a paint studio and you have paint everywhere, and because I've seen this on Instagram, it's out there, and they turn it around and they're like, big reveal, my new painting, and all they did was take actual paint and put it on certain spots of a canvas that was already printed out on. And they're like, look how great I am, you know, and they get 70,000 likes or whatever. That's a deceit. Okay. You used Photoshop you purposefully tried to rip people off by showing that you painted that fully. You did that correct. And you are a painter. That's a ripoff, in my opinion.
Sure.
And if the same guy who was making those action, right, showed a process to where he was like, look at me, I'm take a picture, look at me, take a picture. Oh, look at me, take a picture. And then he shows a video that he used the AI on. That's where the deceit comes into play, and that's where it's not right.
So I do want to preface this a few things.
Because I said it once again. You can't stop it. And on top of all that, I just want to say this one thing. Everything you see on this screen from here on out is not real.
Can't stop, won't stop.
It wasn't real to begin with, let's be honest.
It's not real. You have to assume that. It's not.
So I do want to preface a few things.
I was AI the whole time.
That I don't know about Sentry because he deleted his and reposted it after he getting the hate. But
it's not real.
It's not real.
Jeysfigs did say in his post, he said this AI thing is fun. So he did upfront say he was using AI. So like it's like everything in life. You're gonna have, you know, the bad apples and the good. I will say this. I don't like it. I don't like it being used to this capacity. If you're doing it for fun, that's fine. But if you have a large following, and if you're someone who is monetizing it as a business, then I feel like it should be, you know, the platform should have a policy stating like if you use AI or using AI, you will either get demonetized for that post completely, or if any of the platforms. I think if you are monetized on any platform and you are using AI to fully create something, like if there's more AI than original artwork, then I feel like you should lose the monetization on that post or video or whatever it is. And if you are being deceitful about it, there should be like a strike system like there is with copyright strikes on YouTube, where you will then lose your platform completely. They do that
in conventions with artists.
Yeah, if they get caught, they kick them out of the convention.
And the community itself is the law, basically. So I've seen, you know, people walking around and they're like, hey, this guy straight up used AI on this. And there's certain conventions that say it right on your application. If you're caught using AI to make your art and sell it at our convention, like we will kick you out.
Yep.
Now, here's my question though.
Mm-hmm.
Because how is this? Again, I mean this in like the most sensitive term. I think everything is going to be gone for AI. That's where my alarmist brain goes instantly. But how is this specifically though? Is this ruining toy photography, or is this like
it's a slippery slope? Like you're going, it's the first step towards that.
So here's a question. I took a picture of my not Mikey, which is
ironic. Yeah.
I'm just saying. But one thing I thought, I took a picture on my phone, and I was like, hey, this can remove things from the picture. So I went in and I was like, I wonder if I can get rid of the little joint like pegs. Circled it, disappeared. And it looks like, you know, regular. Is that, I'm not like, again, selling my photo or posting anything online. I just had a really cool pose. I liked it. And I thought, what if I get rid of these joints? What would it look like? And it did. So for me, that's just kind of like another, oh, this was fun. That was cool. Like, I like that I could do that. Maybe I'll do that on some other things and kind of give me like the ultimate version of my toy photo. If I'm using that, why would that be, again, an issue?
Yeah. So that's different. That's the same as Photoshop. Removing a background, adding effects stuff. That's the same as Photoshop versus going in. Like if you took a picture, say you had a big platform. Say you had 50,000.
Why does it have to be the platform size to me?
Because that's where it's questionable. If you're just doing it for fun, then that's fine. But if you have a big platform, then you're not doing it for fun anymore.
How would it not still be for fun? Just because I have a big following, I can't dabble in anything like fun. Like I just don't. I hear you, but if I get with what you're saying, Corey,
it's a matter of
trying to pull
supporting your community,
people. Supporting.
Yes, because if you are supporting something that is initially being used to tear apart the artist world across everything, music, images, video, all of that, and you have a
Yeah, I
platform and
guess-
you're using that and showing it in a positive light,
So
at that point you are encouraging it, which is not good for the community, because then the art dies. All the things that all of us want to do, all the things that we dream of doing with it, no longer is going to be possible, because people are going to be able to then just do it themselves, and there'll be no reason for anyone to monetize us. There'll be no reason for anyone to hire us. We lose those
Right.
opportunities because more
So you
people
mean,
are able to
like-
do it, and they don't care about seeing yours, because they can just type it in and be like, you know what? Let me go into the AI program. I want to see a Wolverine figure fighting a Batman figure in Metropolis with a meteor coming down, and it will create it. And it'll eventually get to the point where it will look exactly like those figures. You'll be able to type in Marvel Legends, and it will make a Marvel Legends figure. So if you're using it to create something that is more AI than art, then you're just encouraging that and helping that progress.
Right.
Apes
I hear
together
you.
strong.
So you just mean like AI in general? Like no one with the platform should use AI in general,
I don't think you should
Not
use it.
specifically
I
just-
think if your artwork is at least
but not artwork,
more than
though.
50% original
But
artwork.
why does it? I
I
feel like
think
it should just stop at artwork though. Then if that's
because
yeah,
again,
yeah,
I don't want to criminalize anyone for using it as a tool, because it can be used as a good tool. Like I explained before, removing things like you mentioned, or or like Corey mentioned with removing the figure when he wanted to like draw the figure in its place, that kind of stuff, great.
yeah,
But if you're
yeah.
using it to create more than what you originally had, then at that point is where it becomes a problem.
Because you're no longer the creator.
Yeah,
Really.
the computer is the
You're
creator.
just, you're
yeah, I'm
standing there and you're telling something else, hey, make me something cool. You know, it's good to use it like as a tool, like you said, but when that tool becomes so useful that you can remove yourself from the equation 80%, then that's no longer even the art form, is it? And then if you have 5 million people doing this, 10 million people doing the same thing, that all of them are making stop motion action figure videos, then just like I said, you flooded the market with whatever it was. It's no longer unique, and it doesn't matter, and it goes away.
yeah. I guess. I mean, I hear you. I feel like that's just like a weird, because it's saying like the slippery slope thing of like, well, if you use it once, it's gonna erase everything. Because like I also fantasize about the idea of 3D printers being completely available, at a much cheaper price.
That's
Wouldn't
what
that
you
at that point?
fantasize about?
Well, no, I mean, I fantasize about a lot of things, but ones that I can discuss with you guys on a video. But to
I
be
feel like
able to
everything's
print
on
out
the
my
table
own,
here.
like Ninja Turtle figure or something like that, wouldn't that then, like, should we just say like
So,
3D printers should not be
There's
allowed
that
either?
too.
Because that would ruin the hobby.
You
Like, I
would have to
Well-
you'd have to then either buy an STI or STL file from someone else
Now?
who went through and modeled it, or you would have to model it yourself. You can't just sit there and type in a prompt and it makes the figure for you yet. But
Well,
it's a
it will if
slippery slope.
AI
Well, it can eventually get there, but that's if we encourage it. If we continue to show it in a positive light and be like, look what AI can do with my giant platform, then that's where it becomes a problem, in my opinion. Like, again, if it's just being used as a tool to adjust things or improve a little bit, then I'm fine with it. But if you're using it to basically recreate most of your project, then that's where it becomes a problem, in my opinion.
So
Jamar,
making your own photo move is like out of that's no good.
I feel like it's
as long as you're not trying to be deceitful.
yeah, like as long as you
don't-
post like, hey, I did this fun thing in an app, and you're not trying to monetize
But
it.
who's the judge on what is deceitful and what isn't?
Well, if it's
If you
AI
were
and you say
standing-
that you made it
you had a
like
bunch of-
from
Yeah,
scratch,
but no, I don't. Yeah,
Who
I
watches
just
The Watchmen?
no one's
Fair.
doing that specifically. I guess I haven't seen that, but I'm just saying that like
Oh,
Like I
yeah,
you
said, I
live
see
in
it
a
all
world
over it.
of puppies and rainbows that I want to go visit.
what's that? Me?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I'm just shocked that this is something that gets like everyone upset that, oh, you made your picture move, and now it's like, screw you.
I'm
gonna
not like screw that.
throw-
Like screw them. Like by no means I have no
Like-
ill will towards either of them. Like that first, like I said, I don't know about Sentry, but Jeysfigs was upfront that it was AI. He like,
Yeah.
I just think that as an artist, the mentality you would think would be is, apes together strong. If we want to survive and want to be able to do what we like to do and make money off it and not have to,
Sure.
stick to the shitty jobs, as you said, then we shouldn't be encouraging it.
Survive. I don't think that's going to happen.
Real quick, I do want to bring up one thing. Laser Pants said something, and I'm curious if this is true. It's fucked up. Fresh Monkey Fiction apparently uses AI on their packaging artwork. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, hot damn.
They were, and they got a lot of flack for it. People were pissed off, and from what I read, unless something else was said, they aren't going to do it anymore. They were like, we're gonna. I don't have one of the boxes with me, but they did have AI for some of the newer boxes, the 3 3/4 figures, and they got a lot of heat for it, to the point where they were like, okay guys, we're gonna hire another artist to do, because they have had a traditional artist do the blister cards. So
shit. Yeah, I didn't hear about any about that somehow.
From what I heard in their post, they were like, we will not use AI again for the packaging art. So
And actually, Cape Guy kind of sums up my thoughts on it. He says, I think AI art should be like Grammarly, in a way that it only touches up some things. I mean, the very basic version of Grammarly, not the Pro. It might clean up some blurry images for you, just simple things. So, like, it's not creating your email, it's just correcting your grammar a little bit.
Still
Adding a comma, changing a word, maybe. Like, it's not completely rewriting your...
all a slippery slope.
That's my point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
point.
but that's it. I'm saying if AI is used more like a Photoshop, or if it's used as a tool to simply like change a couple things, nitpick, where it's only a small percentage of your art, then I don't have a problem with it. But if it's a majority of your art, that's where it becomes a problem. To that point, you're not the artist. Some ones and zeros are.
No, I hear you, but even you using it on Photoshop, you're still training that AI to become better. So you're essentially teaching it to go down a slippery slope. So if you either use it or you don't, I guess is probably how I would see it.
Ultimately, all I'm trying to say is that, I don't think using it to be deceitful is morally correct. But 10 years from now, 20 years from now, everything is going to be it. Like this is just me personally trying to like deflect it. I'm like, morally, I don't think this is right. Even though I know the tsunami is going to overtake me, I don't think this is right.
Should just all become really good at using AI, and then we'll have a different tune, because we're like, it's fine, because now I got a $1 billion home because I'm an AI programmer, creator.
That's
person.
not gonna... and to your other point that you made earlier, Jarmar, like 3D printing, when it becomes like fast food, yeah, the action figure industry is done. Like, I don't even see this around in 20 years.
Yeah, that's a joke on us. Like,
yeah,
gotcha.
Who's gonna be taking pictures of toys when Hasbro says, "Yeah, we're not doing this animour"?
Hope you like it. Hope you liked all
we'll
the
go
stuff.
back to with sticks and twine.
Because all those people that are going to the Skibbity Toilet movie don't care about your Thundercats.
That's a interesting thing. Random Smelly Bubble says, remember when Hasbro would show renders and then change the fig at the last minute?
Do you guys remember when Marvel Legends first went to Hasbro and their action figure photography was like the worst thing you'd ever seen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now they have a whole ass studio with a fucking foam city in it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I sit there and every time I see like the behind the scenes pictures, I just drool a little bit. I'm like, oh, that'd be nice.
Is that what you fantasize about? This
Yes.
is getting out of hand.
I probably shouldn't say this on air, but Laserpants had a funny thing he said in chat. He said, like, if it's just a tool to make pictures of Sydney Sweeney's beehole. I just couldn't stop laughing. Which, for the record, you should not do that. That is extremely fucked up. It was just funny and made me laugh a little bit. Mostly because beehole. Because I'm a child.
We've established that you're 34, so.
Yeah. It's time to stop laughing at those jokes, sir. Getting pretty old.
Is that why you're both so boring?
No, I have AI. My photos are cool. I'm over here just
I'm very boring.
having fun.
Yeah, I know you're very bored. You were dancing a minute ago while we were arguing.
I'll just my final point. You can put a little graphic at the bottom for the special edition Blu-ray. Final thoughts. I don't know how to use. I don't know where to go find the AI. I don't want the AI. So the longer that I can keep it away from me, the better. The fact that all the phones now are telling me that I'm going to be like the old people 20 years ago. They're like, I don't want the fancy screen. I want the buttons. Like, I'm just going to be like, I don't want the AI. I just want my phone to do what I press it to do.
But just keep getting an iPhone because
So you just want to you just.
And that's
good.
a-
I don't
That's
want
the
it to be
first
there.
negative thing I
Not
think I've ever
many.
heard you say about an iPhone.
No, I love my iPhone. It just
I
they're
think
being very cautious.
Amazon and like these streaming places, I think they're really starting to really peg down my algorithm because
Because you're getting a lot
like
of
20
pegging
years
stuff.
ago, when I'm the old man, I'm like, I don't want any of that stuff. They actually have a channel on Amazon now, and it's just called Cartoon Rewind. And Sunday, I watched that for like 4 hours straight. It was like Police Academy cartoon, and then, God, I don't even know. It was crazy though. I was like, this is just my channel now. This is all I'm gonna watch.
Meanwhile, his Instagram is just Sydney Sweeney's beehole.
Yeah, we've seen those screenshots you send us of action figures that just have little things up in the corners. Fake Fans Ever actually.
I would pay money for Skeletor's beehole.
I mean, you could use AI to
I got
create
you,
it.
Nate.
Yeah.
What about Jared Leto's? Huh?
No, I mean, no, I don't want to
Jared
see his
Leto.
beehole. I do want to see the real Skeletor's beehole.
It's right here.
Right.
You should get a little marker and draw a little beehole on it, like just an X,
Everything
like they
you
do
see
on
is
those
not
little
real.
like anime cats.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
What anime do you watch, Michael?
Dude, you
No,
wanna
like
know
the
how
the
scary-
plushies, like the anime plushie cats. They always
Oh.
have like an X for their buttholes.
Are you guys getting on your algorithms if you're on like Instagram? Do you just get like chicks in bikinis like all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could scroll you through and scare you with some of the things on my Instagram worry
So-
page. I honestly don't even use Instagram much, and it's so weird, and I don't understand why it keeps popping up.
It's half that and half baby hippos, which that I understand.
Oh no, I don't see baby.
I don't see
hippos.
baby hippos either.
Yeah,
Mine's
I
like
have
25%
like,
toys and then 75%
It's
titties.
it's literally like mudang and boobs, and
So
I'm
here's
like,
the
well,
thing, though, is that they're mixing in chicks that aren't real.
What?
oh yeah,
Some
Oh, yeah,
of
they're
these
AI
guys are
generated.
not real.
yeah.
I'll talk to you guys a little bit more after the.
And they're all AI. They're completely AI, and they're doing their stupid TikTok dances. They're walking around in bikinis at a pool, and I was like, something's off. And sure as shit, dude, these things are not real people. From head to toe, they're fake.
Damn.
Who's getting that
The
monetization?
robot uprising.
It's crazy, and it's way more boring than Skynet ever was.
I mean,
Well,
is it though?
right now,
Titties? Just saying.
Dude,
yeah,
it
I mean,
used
it's
to be
not
like-
trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I'd prefer.
I prefer it. I'd rather have fake titties
Maybe
on my
exciting
Instagram
is
feed
the
than
wrong word.
than
I mean,
a naked
that
Arnold
would be-
Schwarzenegger show up at a bar and murder me.
yeah, or we just all instantaneously fry because
Nuclear.
that's what Judgment Day was.
Right.
No, yeah, that still terrifies me. when I was a kid. I don't know why I saw that opening and that
because everybody took their kids to see that movie or showed their kids that movie. It's like the first rated R movie that everybody was like, yeah, let's bring the
my
kids.
God.
It'd be great.
I could feel my heart beating in my throat when those bombs go off, and she's like holding the fence, and she.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Random Smelly Bubble says, bro, that's your algo showing you what you look up.
See, I used to believe that, but I think it's like forcing it. It's like, no, I don't want that. And then it's like, but you do. And it's like,
but then there's also
not right now.
Sometimes they show stuff and you're just like, well, I'm not going to not click on this.
Yeah, you're like, what is this?
Well, I am a man. Like,
yeah, let me click on this.
And then you're like, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. We are what we are.
He missed it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're living in the worst timeline. There aren't even hot robots.
Yeah.
No, but there was a movie. There's some movie out where I just saw a clip of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Robot, but they made it look like Megan Fox, and they expected the guy not to come onto her. I'm like,
okay,
I don't know why you would do that.
So I'm gonna give everybody the one I figured out was not a real chick.
Can we do that on YouTube?
Naomi Dreams with a Z. She's not real. And there are so many people in her comments that are like, hey, and I don't even know if the comments are real. Like, they're just like,
there's
hey,
bots like talking to each other.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Well, spoilers. That's what most of social media is.
Yeah.
A lot of X is like mostly all bots, and it's just designed to get our attention. But thank goodness TikTok was saved.
Yeah.
That's
you guys
a joke.
Do you want me to show you one of these videos?
No, not on air.
Also,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. How do you guys not get all these videos? These are amazing.
Yeah, I don't get the hippo.
I've seen a baby hippo.
They're so cute.
No baby hippos on.
Yeah, no.
On my end.
It's like you get like 9 of them, and it's like, solve the captcha. Which ones are the baby hippos, and which ones are the AI girls?
Hippos are extremely dangerous and kill a lot of people.
These are pygmy hippos.
So is they're cute before they kill you?
They're so adorable.
No, Random Smelly Bubble. He will not show us. Not on the air. All right.
I don't get why he's allowed to show baby hippos, but I can't show you AI girls.
Is that
because if your algorithm all of a sudden gets this?
Okay, it's a laundry basket. I thought that the hippo was murdering a crocodile for a moment. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, laundry basket. It's amazing.
Right.
Dang.
Well, on that note,
so we solved it. AI is
evil and gonna kill us all.
Yeah. I'm also gonna send you the video that I did.
Oh, okay.
In preparations for this. I don't know if it'll send in Discord because, they'll be like, whoa, that's too big. It was like, well, it's only 3 seconds long. It's,
So Fig Fan Samurai, yeah, technically it wasn't saved. The ban wasn't to remove it from the App Store.
That was completely a joke.
Like it
is still technically removed from the App Stores.
It's not. Yeah, it is still removed from the App Stores, and its ban has been moved. Like it's a 90-day period and stuff like that.
That was.
But also, like the idea is that if they're removed from the App Stores, then they can't push updates, and eventually the app will become unusable. And either way, like if they didn't get their way, they were gonna shut it down, just like they did with
dude. I hope it never comes back.
Snap and CapCut and all that stuff.
I'm gonna sell this iPhone for so much money. You want an iPhone with TikTok on it? Give me $3,000.
Was that thing?
Oh, I could do that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's logged in.
That would be even better. If it never gets put back on the App Store, this phone has it.
It's kind of like when people were buying PlayStation, was it 4s when they had the PT demo?
Oh yeah.
And
remember Flappy Bird?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People were buying iPhones just because they couldn't
humans
get
are fucking stupid.
Yeah. which is why we should let the AI
No.
take over. We don't deserve.
Listen, I'm gonna end the show.
I know I keep trying to say outlandish things for you to end it, and you're like,
Oh,
no, give
here,
me
let
more.
me read some patron.
Yes, I was gonna say,
yeah.
Nate, do you want to read the Patreon input?
I will do that.
Instead of Michael threatening to end the show.
Well, that was what
Yeah,
I was
just
trying to
gonna
do. I was
end it.
trying to
Full
get to
plug.
Nate doing it, and then I
All
was
right.
gonna close
So
the
first
show
up
out.
is Christopher. It was cute. Now it's way overdone. I don't think it's ruining anything. Community is still full of vibrant, creative photos.
Now,
The 45th lyric. People still to make the initial photo. So there's an original creative process.
now,
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of hours and skill to make actual stop motion. AI only cuts out some of that. I haven't seen any AI animation in which I can fuse it for real stop motion. It's not like it's currently taking away from those who do like to make stop motion work.
now,
I have an issue if someone uses another person's work as the basis of the animation, that they are stealing the work at that point. AI might hit the point in which it's hard to tell the difference between its animation and stop motion, and once that happens, I feel people should disclose their process. That the audience is
Now,
now.
Oh man. Well, on that wonderful note, let us know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are on AI. Do you think it is?
And also let me know what it means, AI.
It was a Steven Spielberg movie.
Oh,
see, now you care about AI.
Now,
Let us know in the comments
Also,
below
iRobot?
your thoughts and feelings on AI, and if you think it's a menace that's going to destroy everything, or if you think it's a helpful tool and everyone's just being a bunch of crybaby bitches about it. Let us know. We like engagement. You can check us out as well over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, at Modern Toy Fair. If you still have TikTok installed. If not, well, it sucks to suck, I guess. Spend
I have a
$10K
phone
on an
for sale.
iPhone that, according to Fig Fan Samurai.
me too. I don't know how that works.
If you would like to see some of the upcoming pre-recorded videos that we have planned early, you can head over to patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair, and for $1 a month, you can gain access to those before they go live here on the actual YouTube channel, and link in description below. You can check Jarmar out over at onlyaiFeet.com/Jarmar_games. Corey, where can people find you?
Instagram or Facebook at Vile Consumption, where I will be posting all of my stop motion thumb videos with G.I. Joe helmets on them. So I'm going to be making a lot of those. So come and see them.
I'd pay a nickel for that.
Yo, Joe.
That also resembles something else, but you know.
Like if
It's a penis.
I do this. Hey-o.
Nate, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I actually have. This is something a little different. I actually haven't told you guys yet, but I wanted to make the announcement tonight. I actually have a new photography coffee table book coming out. It's called Haystacks and Mushroom Caps, and it is AI created art of small penises with very long pubic hair. Hence the Haystacks and Mushroom Caps.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That's a real conversation
I'm glad
starter.
you didn't use some actual penises in the book.
Yeah.
You put those poor penis actors out of work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, on
That'd be
that
embarrassing, you know,
absolutely wonderful note, hopefully we'll see you next time. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
And it will be in a series of other AI generated penis artworks that I have.
Related.
You got to have one with mutton chops.
Mm-hmm.